Hello everybody! Oh my gosh! It's me. I forgot. I can't, once I set the video, I can't, hi! Reverses! You can see me, but hi! Anyway, I wanted to show you this, because in the distance there is this lighthouse that I've been trying to walk to, and I figured we could watch the sunset together while I tell you what is happening here, because I have decided I'm busting out with a whole bunch of creativity, and I'm here on this very small island called Lastovo, off the Dalmatian coast of Croatia. It takes about like 4 to 6 hours by ferry or catamaran to get here. It's very far out, and it's actually a nature park, and I'm doing this deep ecological research right now, and this really like embodied spiritual research, and just so much is coming through that I really feel like if I share it with you, it will really be helpful. So I've decided to do that for the next 5 days. So this is video 1, and in the next few days I'll unleash a few videos on like how to really save the world. The world needs us right now. It's a freaking crisis. Scheiss is falling apart. And there is like real things that we can do, and it comes down to who it is we're being in this moment in time. And so I'm really like doing this like whole embodiment thing as I walk around on this island, and I walk down all these paths, and I try to get to that lighthouse and maybe I fail, but I wanted to tell you, like, because this lighthouse is the whole reason I'm here right now, and the whole inspiration for everything I'm about to share to you. So the story real quick, because I realized one other thing, which is, that I'm doing some of this work as part of a continuation of a previous art project that I was doing, and I'll talk more about that later. But what I realized in my reflective Mercury retrograde scorpionic time over here is that when I was making art back in the day, I never really shared my process with people much. It was more like I would spend all this time making a thing, and then, produce the thing, and then people would come and see it, and I never really shared the process behind it. And I'm realizing like so much, one, about this kind of consumer product oriented capitalistic culture that we're in, where it's like only the thing matters, but really what matters here is the process. And so that's why I'm doing this video right now. That's why I'm taking you with me on this process. And we're gonna watch this process of the sun setting while I talk. Can I like put this down maybe? I don't know. Will that work? Yeah? I don't know. Anyway, okay, great. Let's watch the sunset together. So, okay, the reason I'm here is I came to Croatia for a Buddhist teaching. My friend Laura was coming, and she told me, and it just like, I had that feeling, that feeling like when your heart bursts wide open, and it's just like there's like a magnet pulling from your heart, to go and do something. Well, I had that feeling. So I said, all right, I'm going to this Buddhist teaching. And I went, and then one thing led to another, and everything kind of fell apart. And I was supposed to go to India. I was going to lead a pilgrimage there. It didn't feel right suddenly. And what was interesting was the dates were the same exact dates that my teacher was going to be there. So I basically canceled that pilgrimage, and I'm going on this other one. So that was interesting. But in the meantime, I didn't know where to go in between Croatia and India. And so I just kind of stayed here, but again, I didn't know really anything about Croatia or where to go. And so I was talking to my friend Tatiana, who is from here, although she lives in New York City now, who's also an amazing artist, a painter. And she sent me in the direction to go to these islands, because it's warmer here than anywhere else. And she said, you can live a very good life. And I liked that, because basically I wanted to do my spiritual practice and focus on that, and really was in this process of allowing myself to be, so I could allow for clarity to arise. And so I decided to stay here and live a good life. And so she hooked me up with her friend, who never wrote me back, actually. I I never heard back from Aladdin. But when she sent me the message, she said, oh, and Gordon, who's at the teaching, he's a good friend of Aladdin. And, you know, maybe he can help you find a place to stay, talking about Aladdin. Well, Aladdin never wrote me back, but we were sitting in the lobby. I was sitting there with Laura, and she was like, hey, Gordon. And I looked up, and I was like, oh, you're Gordon? And this very bright gentleman said, yes. I said, oh, Tatiana was just telling me that you're friends with Aladdin, and I'm looking for a place to go. And he kind of like snuggled into the chair next to me, and he said, tell me what you want to do, tell me what you don't want to do, what, like, you know, just tell me, like, all your intentions and all that. So I told him, and he said, oh, don't go to Croatia then, you have to go to Lastovo. So he said it's beautiful there, it's a nature park, and there's a lighthouse. This lighthouse that I may or may not get to today. Probably not, because the sun is setting, and it took me about 4 hours to get this far, and it's over there. But anyway, so then Gordon says, yeah, there's this lighthouse there. Now, for those of you that know me, I grew up on this beautiful little place called Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Not Long Beach, California, not Long Island, New York, Long Beach Island, New Jersey. It's this beautiful little island, much like this beautiful little island, and there is an old lighthouse on that island, and I always kind of wanted to like live in it and operate it, but it's not really working anymore. So Gordon tells me there's this lighthouse here, and not only that, but like you can stay in it. Like they've turned it into this kind of like place where you can stay and all this stuff. And then I kind of freaked out because right before I left home to come on this journey, I found this old card that one of my old coaches had given me, and who knows why he gave me this card. But remind you, I'm in a process now of like really finding clarity about what I'm doing, and really like I stopped doing a lot of things because it was really important to me that whatever I'm doing, it's in a lot of integrity. And you know, I really only want to do stuff that really serves the planet and really helps people to awaken and enlighten. And I started to question, you know, like what I was doing. And so whenever I do that, I just stop. No matter what is going on in my life or in the world, I just stop. So I stopped, but I found this card, and so I put it on the front of my journal before I left. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a lighthouse. This is like on the front of my journal. This lighthouse. Like, it's kind of like that lighthouse. I don't know, you can't see it. But anyway, long story short is that I was like, holy crap, this dude's talking about a lighthouse, telling me I have to go here. There's a lighthouse in my journal. Like, I have to go. So I tried to stay in that lighthouse. Oh, it's better if I hold this, I think. It's so beautiful. The sunset. Thank you for watching and enjoying it with me, if you're still listening. Okay, so I contacted the lighthouse, and like the universe basically cock-blocked me from being able to stay there for a bunch of different reasons. And so then I was questioning, am I even supposed to come here? Like, what am I doing? You know, I had a whole chronic crisis situation happen. And then one day I just woke up and I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I have to go there. Like, that's exactly where I need to go. And thank goodness the universe cock-blocked me from staying in that lighthouse, because I am staying with the most beautiful family who, I'm gonna tell some of these stories later, but like, they're just so sweet. The apartment is so nice. This lighthouse, if I was staying there, is in the middle of nowhere. And I don't even know how I would have like gotten there. Like it would have been crazy to stay there. But this family actually has given me like eggplants from their garden and brought me fish from the sea. They're like so amazing. But beyond that, their daughter is here. She's home off leave for work. And she's incredible, and we totally bonded, and it reignited basically this art project that I was doing and am now continuing here on this island of Lastovo. So that is how I got here. That was the process. It was one of those magical synchronicity weird things. I maybe have never been happier. I've never been happier not to live in a lighthouse, or not to even get there, even though I walked 4 hours today. Who knows? We'll see. In the next few videos, I'll let you know if I ever get there. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going with this. And I hope you'll join me for the next few videos as I tell you what I believe needs to happen now for us to truly change the world in a way where we can stay on it. Where we can continue to be on this planet, because right now stuff's so crazy. The last thing I'll say is that, like, Mother Nature too, I mean, like, you know, I don't even have to tell you, but like, let alone our personal lives and the craziness there, but like in politics, in, you know, like communities and all this stuff, like there's all this upheaval, and Mother Nature too is like reckoning with us right now. And so even on the Dalmatian coast, which is like where Split is, which is where I came from to get here, it was like the largest wave that they've had, I don't know, maybe ever? I forget. I posted a link on my Lobster Bird Facebook page. It was pretty crazy. And Split was like flooded. There's a bridge there. It was underwater. Venice totally like flooded again. But the worst I think it's been in like decades. I don't know. We're gonna have to do something in order to, you know, sustain what is happening here on this planet in terms of human life. And what Lastovo has given me is new inspiration about how that's possible, what we can do, and how we can really, you know, it's really about bringing, so many of us have been on our own healing paths and have been on our spiritual paths and getting all these teachings and learning all these things, and even like scientifically, like we've learned so much and we've done so much as humans, and now we have to bring that into our bodies. We have to allow that, like, this wisdom to emerge from our hearts, not like from some other place, like through our crown chakras. Like, it has to come through our embodied spirituality and from our hearts and into the world. And there actually are ways that that can happen. I'm going to tell you what I believe is true right now. And I believe that this is the work right now. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here. That's how I got here. It's beautiful. I'm just going to do one other pan around to show you where I came from. So this is all what it's like here. And then like every once in a while, like there's that little house. I can't actually really even show you where I came from because it's over there somewhere. It's like through, I'll just tell you last thing is that, so I got lost coming here, and then, woo, look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, I totally got lost and then was like in someone's olive fields. And then all of a sudden there was a donkey. And so then I was like, I shared my lunch with the donkey, and then I was like, donkey, where did the path go? Like, now I'm in these olive oil fields, like I need to get to the lighthouse, and the donkey just like gave me its butt, like backed its ass up. I was like, oh no, are you gonna kick me? Like, what are you trying to tell me? How do I get to the lighthouse? And basically what I realized is that the donkey was telling me to go back, like back to the road, but I didn't really listen. You know, I decided to channel donkey's stubbornness, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go through that mountain wall, and just there has to be a way to get, you know, back to the path and back to the road going forward. I didn't want to have to go back, and that's kind of the theme of all this, is that sometimes we got to bring it back. We got to bring it back in. And Donkey was right, and I was lost, and I could hear Donkey like screaming now for me to come back. And finally, I had to, because I was getting like eaten by plant fauna, and I was up against a wall, literally. So I had to go all the way back, and then the donkey was like, I told you so. And now, hours later, I'm still trying to get to that lighthouse over there. All right, that's my story. I love you all. I'll see you in the next 5 days, or in the next, yeah, this is day 1. So in 4 more days, I'll release 4 more videos, and I'm really excited to really commune with you and possibly collaborate on a new earth here, right now. And here right now is wherever you are. Okay, and do this again. I love you. May you be well, may you be happy, and I will see you tomorrow.